Coffee is a major industry in Papua New Guinea. More than 2 million smallholder farmers are involved in coffee production, mainly in the highlands region. This industry alone brings in more than 400 million kina from exports annually. Last year, less than 700,000 bags were exported. According to the Coffee Industry Corporation's acting chief executive officer, Charles Tambui, this was the lowest number of exports due to COVID-19.
Last year we exported around 687,000 bags. That was the lowest. And of course, it's not only PNG that we exported, all the producing countries around the world that will experience, and it's at the back of COVID-19. And it affects the supply system actually.
In November 2020, the government, through the Department of Agriculture and Livestock, introduced the Price Support and Agriculture Intervention Program under the COVID-19 stimulus package. 50 million kina was allocated for this program and shared amongst the various agriculture sectors. 10 million kina was given to coffee. Mr. Dambui said the idea is to give funding support to licensed operators for both wet and dry mills, who will ensure the price reaches the farmers. This is being done using the coffee industry's regulatory policy guidelines and CIC Act.
So Coffee Industry Corporation we have taken on board, and the only conduit that we can use are our registered operators. That includes wet mill and dry mill processors, and one or two big cooperative groups that are supplying big processors.
35 licensed coffee operators and 17 cooperatives in the 4 regions around the country are recipients under the program. The operators of both dry and wet mills were given the price support subsidy, starting with 50,000 kina. One of them is the Las Malo coffee factory just outside of Goroka town. They have suppliers from all over the Eastern Highlands and currently buy coffee parchment for 5 kina per kilo. With 1 kina added from the price support funding, the farmers go home with 6 kina per kilo. The managing director, Ken Dumundi, said this initiative compensates the coffee farmers' hard work.
Coffee tasole mojam green gola. Time gaman lugulu sana support inside. All get a man inside the house na olamamas. Time you totok lo goal na all this la. All one all head man tasul saksim but time you totok lo coffee. All ligling magi lo house line tu got money. So me like to thank you lo gaman lo James Marape na Sam Basil where only can support him or ligling money inside lo house line na give him money go lo CIC lo help him plan.
Long the first lot of payment 50,000 I'll give him. So me talking more 50,000 so me pay me go on a time 50,000 and finish now. But go back normal door price like it goes back to 5 kina again. So Lord Islam me look at me time old man like benefit me talking me sampler where like road and problem but what also making me if they only can come lo tribe early can lo morning lo come long at least lo karim coffee can benefit Lord Islam.
About 60 kilometers from Goroka town is the Congo Coffee Factory in Chuave, Chimbu province. The managing director, Jerry Kapka, has been in the coffee business for 30 years. He started off buying coffee and is now the biggest nationally owned coffee exporter in the country. Mr. Kapka said the price support program has encouraged farmers to continue growing the crop, seeing that they now have a higher price.
There are many ways of trying to support and grow the agriculture sector, including coffee. And price support is just only one. You can work with the farmers. You can work with the coffee growers. You can work with the local coffee entrepreneurs. Coffee buyers, factory owners, and wet factory owners, and exporters. You have to work with them. There are many ways in which the government can look at to support the industry. So we have increased production and improved quality. And we want to go from 1 million to 5 million. So we got plenty of road stuff.
In the Jiwaka province, Kosem Coffee is one of the operators paying out the price subsidy to farmers. Some of the suppliers come from as far as Middle Ramu in the Medang province. Abraham Ben is one of the farmers who's seen price support being paid for his coffee.
Section 5, kina iganda blow 550. Kosem sawa giving now I price support come, so me black 6 kina at the moment now. So me mas lo simpat me ting I think by stable semo. Me ting now.
Kosem Coffee's managing director Mark Munol said the price support is helping farmers get more money for their coffee and is encouraging them to bring in their coffee despite the remoteness of the area they come from. However, Munol said the quality has dropped due to the lack of infrastructure, including roads and bridges.
And the biggest obstacle for them is now infrastructure and the cost of transportation, bringing coffee out. For example, like I said, 5 kina per kilo. It's like, and now we're offering like 5 kina, 6 kina. It's like they're getting 1 kina. That's the reality of it. Okay, people from Jimmy coming to Barnes to sell coffee, it's like 50 to 60 kina per bag, which would be like 20 to 30 toya per kilo. So that's going out. And then when it's raining, they can't move the coffee out. So they're hearing there's a price support and good coffee, I mean money for price. But infrastructure is a really big issue for us in the rural area. And then when people leave the coffee for longer periods, when they bring it out, we want to offer them the best price, but we cannot because of the quality. So we have to reduce price. So yeah, that's a real issue for us.
The wet mills have also been given funds for the price support program, like the Arakil coffee mill in Jiwaka. Unlike the parchment price, wet mills buy cherries for 1 kina 20 to 1 kina 60 per kilo. With the price support program, 50 to 60 toya is being added depending on the factory door price per kilo, bringing prices to 2 kina. The managing director of Arakil Coffee, Paul Porras, said the higher prices is what attracts a lot of coffee farmers, which has been good for operators as well.
They've got coffee. Coffee is not the only crop they grow. They grow other things as well. And particularly from this part of the country, like having the market access nearby and land that they can grow other things that can generate them income quicker. Some of people have dug up their coffees, and they're doing vegetables, cocoa, other things that they can get quick money. But now with this price support coming in, people have gone back to clean their coffee gardens. I've heard stories about some farmers going back and working on their gardens and thinking that they will continue to get this kind of price support, or maybe the increased level of prices. So I think it's a good thing that this government has done. Other governments have talked about agriculture and coffee and other things, but they've never really actually put money into the hands of the farmers. This is the very first time that we have had this kind of thing happening.
For the 10 million kina given to the coffee industry, 8 million kina was allocated to price support incentives and 2 million kina was given to interventions. Interventions include assisting cooperative groups with nurseries. This nursery at Warala in Jiwaka province was supported with 100,000 kina from CIC to start this nursery of 62,000 coffee seedlings.
Bibla ground na kamanin kami said na sayon islang ground na kama bosen one bla nursery blongola CIC na ina blo mibla kan supply plant de coffee ting lo mibla kan gonda blo 1 million coffee na supply lo notwaki even one of my place all coffee moli kisim na only plan na min dry longan mibla kan supply mall government make good na mi kim poly bag na set cloth na long samla labor work em government make good na mibla pay na make work long grab nursery.
According to CIC's acting CEO, Charles Dambui, they started rolling out the price support program for coffee in February when coffee production picked up. Within 4 months of implementation, the funds have almost been depleted, and farmers and operators are questioning if the price support will continue. Congo Coffee's Jerry Kapka said the farmers have benefited greatly. However, a few months is not enough to gauge the success of the program. While he says it should continue, there should be better planning for these funds in the future.
It is making a difference, but it has to continue. If we planning good now, continue. because you're supporting the little man in the village. It's a good plan. It's a good thing. But let's plan it properly and do it, because I think it will really, give us the desired results. But like everything, it doesn't ever happen overnight. 1 year, 2 years past them, but so you planning good now, okay.
Agriculture Minister John Simon said it is a government initiative and it will continue based on the reports that are gathered from the initial funding support.
We're going to change the way we're doing things in this country. We can't do it the way we've been doing. It's nearly 50 years now and nothing is moving. So we are now doing it through price support. Okay, if you say you're a farmer, you bring your copra. Where is your money? Your money is with copra now. When you hang your copra on the scale, your real price is 60 toya or 1 kina, and your member is saying, I'm putting 40 toya, 1 kina 40. I said, good, I'm putting 60 toya, 2 kina. So that's the support we're giving you. That is your free money. For the first time, you're going to get free money from your district and from the government.